feel plumb naked without my shotgun, Wyatt. You sure don't look natural without them 45s of yours, either.
Well, a deal's a deal, Shotgun. I promised that Circle Star outfit if they'd hang up the guns, we'd do the same.
Well, there's other cowhands in town besides that Texas outfit. Do they know what the deal is?
Well, word's gotten around by now.
I sure hope so.
Hold it. Man just ducked into that doorway.
You have a gun on him?
I don't know. One way to find out.
I'll find out.
No. I made the deal.
Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told.
Bitterness engendered by the Civil War had not yet faded in the Dodge City of 1879. Marshal Wyatt Earp was a Yankee from Illinois. Most of the cowhands and cattlemen who drove from Texas to the Kansas cow towns had been ruined by the war. Many of them were rightly angered by the bloody shirts who managed Reconstruction in the South. Marshal Earp was determined to make peace, and on one occasion he risked his own life in a strange agreement with the so-called Johnny Rebs.
Don't you touch those bags. Why, I've never seen such a place as this in all my days. Look at those drapes, and there's dust everywhere. I declare I'm afraid to unpack my clothes.
Oh, no, miss, we keep this place just as clean
Don't you
as a
talk
new
back
pin.
to me. My Lord, even in the South, our help wouldn't talk to us like that. Who are you?
I own this hotel, Miss Landreth.
Then you ought to be ashamed of yourself for keeping such a pigsty as this. I reckon you don't know who I am.
Yes, you're Major Landreth's daughter. He owns the Circle Star.
Yes, and my papa's going to be here today or tomorrow. Before he gets here, you'd better give this place a thorough cleaning. And you'd better discharge that girl for impudence.
Miss Landreth, this isn't the only hotel in town. I think you might be happier at the Texas house.
Well, I'm not going to leave. And my papa has gentlemen friends in this town. You better apologize, sir.
I think you're the one who owes an apology.
Me? Apologizing to a Yankee tradesman? We'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll just see about that, Miss Landreth.
I've never seen such a place in my life. This is Kansas.
Yeah, what's the trouble, Mr. Cromwell?
Well, Marshal, I got a little Texas gal here, Miss Amy Landreth. She called my hotel dirty, so I suggested she move. Instead, she went over to see Leif Harden.
Well, that gambler that hangs around the Long Branch?
That's right. And he said if I don't apologize to her, he'll gun me. Well, I'm no hand at that sort of thing, Marshal, so I got to ask for police protection.
All right. I guess the best thing to do is to talk to Miss Landreth. Some Southern gals are right hot-tempered. They say things they don't really mean.
Yeah, well, this one means it.
Who is it?
Marshal Wyatt Earp, ma'am.
Oh, indeed. Well, I suppose Mr. Leif Harden shot that Yankee Boer.
Well, not quite yet, ma'am.
What did you say your name was?
Wyatt Earp.
Oh, yes. My papa told me about you. You're a Yankee from Illinois, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
A lot of Sherman's villains came from Illinois.
Can't you forget what happened 14 years ago, ma'am?
I was 8 years old. We lived in Mississippi. Your soldiers burned our house to the ground. My mama died of pneumonia walking through the mud and rain. I'm supposed to forget that.
No, Miss Amy. But this is Kansas, 1879.
Yes. Kansas, a filthy heap of dust. And look at you, the brave Yank Marshal.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am. I just didn't have time to tidy up.
I'm talking about those pistols.
Oh.
A bully toting guns. A couple of years ago, we drove to Abilene. The marshal there was a brave man and a gentleman.
Bear River Tom Smith. Yes, he was a brave man.
And he didn't tote guns. He used his fists like a man.
All right. Now, suppose you ask Mr. Leif Harden not to shoot Mr. Cromwell. Well, that's what I'm here for. Because you see, if Mr. Harden goes after Mr. Cromwell, well, then I'm going to have to go after him. And if I go after him, well, then I'm going to have to arrest you because you put Leif up to it.
And if you did that, my papa and the Circle Star men would shoot you down dead.
Well, now, that'd be a mite foolish, wouldn't it?
Cromwell could apologize.
Yes, he could. I'll ask him.
You taking my side?
No. I just don't want a lot of shooting because it happens to be windy and dusty in Kansas. You see, Miss Amy, the good Lord, he made Kansas that way. Now, you be a little bit patient with us, will you?
Leif, it's none of your business how I operate this hotel.
You apologized, Miss Amy.
I'll not apologize.
Now, you drop by the office and pay your fine, you get your pea shooter back. Now, go on, get out of here, move!
Thanks, Marshal. I appreciate what you did.
Do me a favor, will you?
Sure.
Apologize to Miss Amy. Let her stay here.
But I thought that you agreed
You're
that...
right. But being right isn't worth fighting a civil war all over again. Now, look, Miss Amy's papa's coming to town shortly with his outfit. I want to try and keep peace with the state of Texas.
Well, if you say so, Marshal, I'll apologize.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
And he shouldn't have asked Cromwell to apologize. What's going on around here anyway, Wyatt?
I'm trying a little experiment, Your Honor.
Well, it won't work. Shotgun, did you ever get anywhere with Johnny Rebs by being nice to him?
Well, can't say that I have. Of course, I ain't never tried very hard.
Well, that's just it, Mr. Gibbs. None of us have tried hard enough here in Dodge. We just haven't been patient enough with him. Now, Miss Amy says I got along fine in Abilene. Bear River Tom Smith didn't carry guns.
And where is Bear River Tom Smith now? In his grave.
You can't blame Texans for that. He was murdered by a couple of drunken farmers.
I heard he did have a rifle when he went to arrest them fellers.
Well, let's stick to the point. The point is that this is the first time that the Circle Star outfit's driving into Dodge. And I favor bending over backwards to treat them like...
Yeah, the Circle Star's in town, all right. Guess we'd better go disarm them fellers, Marshal.
At once.
Boys are feeling their oats. Well, they deserve a little fun.
Oh, Papa, the marshal here isn't like Mr. Smith in Abilene.
Are you Mr. Landreth?
Major Landreth, sir.
Papa, this is Marshal Earp.
I'm sorry, sir, but we don't allow any hoorah in Dodge City.
Why, that's the silliest thing I ever heard.
Look, all I'm asking you to do is have your men rack their guns as long as they're here.
Well, nobody hurt that I can see. Come along, Sid.
Just a minute. Now, if you can't control your men, then I'm going to have to.
Take your hands off me. I reckon my boys can handle Yankee marshals.
Mr. Gibbs, most of those men headed for the Texas bar. You and Ed go in the back door. We'll take the front.
Well, I was right in the first place. He's nothing but a bad-mannered bully.
Time he learned some manners, Amy. I need a bath. I'm almost as dirty as a long rider.
All right, all hands on the bar. 2 shots over the head. Now put them on the bar. Take their guns.
Get them guns, Ed.
All right, Mr. Gibbs, put them under arrest. Carrying guns and disturbing the peace.
All right, boys, off to jail.
Let's move, come on. Get moving.
Kronyaker, McDonald, Durant. Bail set at $50 a head, gentlemen. Judge Tobin said he'd be right here.
Right in here, boys. Just make yourselves at home.
Those are my father's men.
I know, Miss Amy. Your father could have prevented this.
Papa never dreamed you'd set upon them with a cannon.
Well, it wasn't a cannon, Miss Amy. It was a 10-gauge shotgun using slugs.
Well, you're a coward. You sent your deputies in to sneak up on them from the back door. Tired cowhands just having a little fun.
Now, daughter, I'll handle this.
He put our men in jail, all of them.
All right, sis, but you shouldn't have come here. Marshal Earp will excuse you, I think.
Yes, sir. The Circle Star had guns, Miss Amy.
Guns. Bear River Tom Smith didn't need guns. He was a brave man.
She's upset. I hope you and I can talk about this without losing our tempers.
I don't lose my temper much, sir. Sit down.
Thank you. Amy's my right-hand man, and I'm afraid she's right about the weapons.
Oh, how is she right?
My boys had heard about you and your 2 Colt 45s, Mr. Earp. They weren't used to that kind of law enforcement in Abilene. Marshal Smith used his fists. Naturally, my outfit wasn't going to disarm and run the risk of being shot down by some trigger-happy John Law.
Well, I'll make a deal with you, sir.
A deal?
Yes, sir. You agree to keep your men disarmed as long as they're in Dodge City, and I'll promise not to wear guns.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. I'll even go one step further to try and keep peace with the Circle Star outfit. No charges for what happened at the Texas saloon. Fair enough?
Oh, that's more than fair. Us Southerners have been carrying a grudge too long, sir. I think it's time to make peace.
And so do I. You tell Miss Amy, will you?
I have a heart-to-heart talk with the child.
Mr. Gibbs. Turn him loose.
Their boss make their bail?
No, I want to keep peace.
What's this about peace?
Trying an experiment, Mr. Mayor. Major Landreth agreed to keep his men disarmed if I would agree not to wear my guns on patrol.
Have you gone loco? Why, it's a Johnny
Hold it, Jim, hold it.
Have you gone loco, too?
I think maybe Wyatt's got a good idea.
You gonna disarm all of us, Wyatt?
No, Mr. Gibbs, just you and I. The rest of the deputies will patrol below the line as usual.
Of all the crackpot ideas.
Now, look, Your Honor. Mr. Gibbs and I still have our fists. Now, most cowhands talk a better fist fight than they can prove. Now, Mr. Gibbs, are you afraid of a cowhand when he hasn't got a 45?
No, I ain't. They teeter around in them there high-heel boots. A good punch can knock 'em right over. It'll be enjoyable.
Come on, let's let those fellows loose.
Am I getting blind? Is Earp wearing guns or ain't he?
Oh, you're right, no guns. And shotgun ain't carrying that cannon.
The boys should hear about this. Earp ain't wearing guns. He's just outside there. Look at him and shotgun with your own eyes.
Hold it. I made a gentleman's agreement with Marshal Earp. Nobody wears guns. Levitt, Norris, go hang up your weapons. You heard me right now. My men are disarmed, Mr. Earp.
So are we, sir. Oh, don't let your men go below the line. Peace treaty hasn't been signed there yet.
I'll take care of it.
The boss didn't say nothing against us whipping Earp with our fists.
Maybe that's the idea. We'll string out and jump him one at a time as he comes back.
That's an idea.
Well, I'll show you how we do it now. Come on.
Honey Earp and I shook hands on a truce.
A truce?
No guns on either side while we're loading cattle in Dodge.
You let a Yankee talk you into something like that?
I wish you'd drop this Yankee and Confederate talk.
What?
It's over and done with, Amy. General Lee told us we're all in the same country now. Besides, what will the North do in another war if they don't have us to help them fight?
Well...
Well, it's sure awful quiet. Maybe my hunch was right, huh?
Well, if we hadn't throwed them fellers in jail. Texas man just naturally hates to be throwed in jail. They even cuss their own rangers.
We let them go, didn't we? Major Landris said that... Hello, friend.
Don't call me your friend. I want to see how tough you are without them guns on.
I believe with you right. Leaves you wide open for a left hook.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Throw some water on.
The next one's mine.
What makes you think that the...
Killing them!
Just a minute.
That's enough. Let him go. Did my men start the fight?
Yes, sir. Fetch Doc McCarty.
I'm sorry, Marshal. I'll tell the others that this thing stops right here and now.
Well, I don't apologize. I think you're nothing but a big, brawling bully.
Now lie still. You might have a busted shoulder.
You're so generous to the defeated. Well, we're not licked. I'll find someone who can put you down.
Why?
Oh, you Yankee?
What? Is there a really good fist fighter in this here town?
I guess Sweet Larson come about the closest to it. She'll hire him.
What you want to do that for? Dad done called it off.
Because she wants to forgive a fallen foe, Mr. Gibbs. It's too bad I'm not in love with her. I might take a dive.
Mr. Clerk,
Yes, ma'am?
who's the best fist fighter in town?
Wyatt Earp.
No, I mean, is there any man who'd have a chance to beat him?
Sweet Larson thinks he can.
Where can I find this Mr. Lawson?
Larson wrestles beer barrels at Henry's warehouse. Oh, miss. No charge.
Well, you proved your point. Now belt on them guns, will you?
I can't.
Why not?
Because Landreth kept his part of the deal. No fistfights, no gunfights.
There you see. Knuckles all skinned up.
I was lucky, Mr. Kelly.
Ah, gun is clean. Keeps the fellow at his distance. Why don't you let Doc McCarty bandage you? Mortification might set in.
They're just scratches.
Hey, Earp. Ain't nothing personal, but I gotta invite you outside.
I had a hunch. The lady hired you to beat me up, huh?
Just a job.
Get out of here, Larson. Wyatt's been fist fighting all afternoon.
Never mind.
Outside, huh?
No. Right here.
Well, all right. But it's foolish to mess up your office.
Busted my hand.
You busted Larson's jaw, too. We'll be over at the docks. You put on your guns.
Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be much good one-handed.
Wyatt broke this man's jaw. Did she hire him?
Yes, she did.
Money wasted.
Hurt your hand?
Yeah, I guess I busted it. Sorry, sir, but the deal's off. I can't do any fist fighting with one hand.
Here, allow me. We'll have our cattle loaded by midnight, and we'll be moving out.
Well, I wish you luck.
Start your apology, sis.
Oh, yes, I want to apologize, Mr. Earp. It was low-down Yankee... it was low-down, trashy... it was just plain low-down what I did, and I'm sorry.
All right, Miss Amy.
Now the rest of it, sis?
Oh, yes. We'd be mighty pleased if you'd come to dinner.
Well, thank you. First, I better stop by the docks.
Plenty of time. You go along with him, Amy. I have to finish for the cattle buyers.
I wanted to tell you why I did what I did.
Well, I have an idea, but... Well, you give me your reason.
Well, I was attracted to you, and I hated myself for it.
But you did want me beat to a frazzle.
Well, no, not really. That's why I told Papa, and we hurried right over to stop it. North or south, a brave man should never fall in defeat.
They didn't, Miss Amy. They fell in glory, not defeat.
Why, I hope someday we'll see each other again.
I hope so.
Well, we better get your hand taken care of.
Well, he cleaned up the country, the old Wild West country. He made law and order prevail. And none can deny it, the legend of Wyatt forever will live on the trail.
Oh, Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long may his story be told. Wyatt Earp, Wyatt Earp, brave, courageous, and bold. Long live his fame, and long live his glory, and long